all day. Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna make some hot chocolate. But like literally like I don't know. It had I have literally just been reading articles all day. Like I've been hanging out on JSTOR just reading articles about the internet and Girl World and all sorts of stuff. Because it snowed and I was like not having it. I'm on my period. I was like, so I feel like I need to talk to somebody about all the stuff that I've been learning today. So there's this thing called intimacy television when it comes to vloggers. That's the article I was reading before I just came on. There's this thing called intimacy television that women vloggers will show the intimate details of their life. So if you watch like female vloggers, they'll show like all of like those intimate personal details of their life. Like they'll show their family, they'll show their shopping habits, they'll show their like you ever see those like cutesy vlogs of like a day in a life and like what I ate today and all those things. It's like that's intimacy vlogging. And it's so common that it's ridiculous. Anyway, so I was falling down the rabbit hole of intimacy vlogging that we raise people up parasocially through the use of intimacy vlogging. That we like have these like lifestyles and ideas of certain people who become digital influencers and celebrities because they do this intimacy vlogging and they either have like some kind of like ideal that we're like looking for or something that we're connecting to or some kind of interesting life that we're like, hey, I want to know about that. So we get involved and I don't know, it's so people become celebrities that way through the internet. So there becomes this like parasocial boundary. And so with people like there's like this drama that's happening in Girl World right now with Rachel Reacts, and I've been following that drama because I didn't even watch Rachel Reacts honestly because I didn't think she just I don't know, she didn't really interest me. But I all of this stuff blew up and I was like, I guess I can, but we're making hot chocolate with protein powder. Scoop of protein powder. Chocolate protein powder. Hello. So anyway, sometimes people cross those parasocial boundaries and then it gets real messy. But this reactor, Rachel Reacts, crossed that parasocial boundary when she was getting information from, because reactors are audience members too. They want to make it seem like they're above the audience, but they are the audience. because they're reacting to the same thing that the audience members are. They just get paid to, watch at the same time. They do transformative stuff because you're paying, you're watching them, and they're getting paid to be an audience member. Ooh. Audience member whose people value their opinions, but still an audience member. So this Rachel Reacts did something where she got involved in the parasocial network. And started doing something called touching the poo, where she crossed a parasocial boundary. And I think that's why people are upset, is because she crossed that parasocial boundary between audience and internet influencer, celebrity, or whatever. So, it's social taboo. And she did it for money. I was just thinking about that, like, you think about it, like, you really shouldn't do things because, and she did it, she was trying to make it seem like she had morals, and she was, but, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to think out loud, because I'm like, I've been thinking about the situation. I don't know. But I've been reading papers about it, and I've been thinking about it for all day, since last night, about how I feel about it. She's definitely in the wrong. Zachary Michael made a video about it, about moral, high moral ground, and that she based her whole argument on moralization. And I think that's true. I'm not Spanish, I'm English. I am American. Larity, you want some treats? Oh, come here. Give me kisses. I don't think he wants to. Come here, Larity. Come here, Larity. Hi. He doesn't want to come on camera right now. He wants to yell at me. You want some treats? Oh, here he comes. He is. Anyway, I fell down an academic rabbit hole and I read a bunch of papers and now I'm trying to crawl out. But I was reading a paper about like perceived femininity on the internet, like how like how a girl's space is public and private because of the internet. Like it used to be a private space like in the 70s, but then in the 80s and 90s and in the 2000s, because of the internet, like her private space, like the bedroom, became a public and private space because it was like where she would do blogging and then vlogging. And I feel like that's extended into adulthood, that like your house is not exactly a private space anymore because it's where a lot of people live online and make content online. And so like you could be in your house, but you're like vlogging and like making a lot of like online content, and it's not you're like commenting on things, and you're vlogging about stuff, and you're like living this like miasma of like internet space. And so being on your phone or like being on your computer and stuff, it's like not hi. It's not a private space anymore because you live online, or like a lot of people live online at home. Because like you get home from work, or like you get home from going out, and then like you close the door and like you're on your phone or you're on your computer, and like what do you know, like you might have a show playing, or like you might have your TV playing, or like you might have like some music playing, but you're also on your phone. Hello. So it's interesting because like I don't know. So it's with parasocial relationships, it's like hard with that public sphere, with that intimacy vlogging that people do, especially like women do, or like young girls and women do, where they show like the intimate details of their life. It's hard to like differentiate with those parasocial relationships, because you have like micro bloggers and stuff too, where you have like people like channels like myself, like 600, 700 people, like 800 people to connect with the person. It's so easy. And so like having that parasocial relationship is like it gets blurred. It gets blurred so easy. It's weird. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that, and I've been thinking about it all day, like about like what we show online, and like how we present ourselves online, and like how it's taken online, and like how, yeah. So, and like I read this other academic article about like how about surveillance, like how teenage girls and like up to like 20 something young girls, like college girls, would like serve, they would, watch their friends and like like people for like drama, and like they would like watch drama play out online, and they would like watch situations play out in real time because they wanted like, because it was like interesting to them. So they would like go on Facebook and they would watch like internet drama because that was like, because it was exciting to them. I don't know. And so I think that we do that, sometimes vicariously through like internet celebrities and stuff. And like we watch internet drama sometimes because like that's like with Girl World too. Like, you watch like internet drama and stuff, or like reality TV and stuff, because it's like it's it's like removed. Like you don't have to get involved with that drama to be like feel like you're part of something. It's like gathering so you can just like commiserate about like things that, you know, aren't really your problem, but like you got your popcorn ready and like, what are we talking about today? Oh, we're talking about so and so and all of the things that they're screwing up. Like, oh God. But the Panopticon says that we all could be in that, we could all be the target of hate campaigns at any time. So I just find it very interesting. I was just thinking about that, like how we present ourselves and who we are, and what we get involved with. Yeah, kitten. Anyway, it's giving me a headache. I should probably drink some water. Drink some water. Plus, this weather's got me down. It started snowing today. It's been snowing all day, and I just did not leave the house. And I was like, oh my God, it has just been the worst out today. I told my personal trainer, I said, I cannot go to the gym today. I said, I'm on my monthlies. It is snowing out. I said, I'm not leaving the house. I'm not doing it. I need a day off. And I know that's an excuse. I went for a walk earlier and I did the walk, but I was just totally miserable. I missed my doctor's appointment. It's just been a bad day. It's been a bad day all around. I was just like, I cannot do anything today. So I've just been reading articles and laying in bed and just, you know, thinking about the world, thinking about the internet, thinking about how we treat each other. So I don't know. I don't know if it means anything or if we're going to get anywhere, if there's going to be any resolution to things, but it certainly made me feel better. I did do my meditations today, which was good. I at least do my meditations every day. That's the one thing I do every day. And I fed my cat. Yeah. You want some treats? I'll give you some treats. Let's get some treats for the kitten. There you go. Have some treats. Oh. Treats for the kitten. Well, I don't know. So
I was also thinking about like parasocial relationships and stuff and like boundaries of parasocial relationships and like how, I don't know, like best way to eat an Oreo. Add a Q&A sticker, best way to eat an Oreo. What is the best way to eat an Oreo? I just like I don't eat too many Oreos these days. I don't think I remember the last time I ate an Oreo. It's got to be over a year. But when I would eat Oreos, I would just eat the Oreo. I wouldn't like twist it off or anything like that. I would just eat the Oreo. But that's funny that there's a Q&A sticker that says, "How do you eat an Oreo?" Let me know, how do you eat an Oreo? The last Oreo that I had, God, it must have been like 6 months ago before I started on my weight loss journey. Because the last Oreo that I had was the Post Malone Oreo. I had Post Malone Oreo. So that must have been like January or so. January, February. I had Post Malone Oreo. But I haven't had, I think that was the last Oreo set that I bought, and then I haven't bought any since then. I'm not a big fan of Oreos anymore. But I was thinking about parasocial relationships and like how we have these like unspoken rules for parasocial relationships, like, you know, about contacting people and about like, getting involved with people and stuff like that. Some people, I don't think, understand the unspoken rules of parasocial relationships, like between like, like when you, and I think it wasn't so clear back in like the early days of YouTube because I got involved with somebody who was on YouTube. Like we chatted and we like talked and stuff and we got involved with each other, and I had a boyfriend that was on YouTube. Like one of my boyfriends I met on YouTube because that was more when it was more like a social networking site. You could like respond to people with videos and stuff like that, and it was more like a social networking site rather than like I'm broadcasting myself and you're the viewer. But it's more like YouTube has become kind of like a separation now. So it's like there's definitely more of a privacy thing between YouTube personality and viewer. Like it's definitely not like you can get involved with people who broadcast on YouTube as easily. It's it's just that's just kind of how it is. Like there's this unspoken rule that you I mean like there's connecting with people and there's definitely like community and things like that, and there's like commiserating in the comments and things like that, but it's not the same as like finding a boyfriend. It's definitely not the same as it was in like 2009. Definitely not like, I don't know. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same as it was when I was in college. Like, where people were like, where it was more like Facebook or like, I don't know. Because I never would have met anybody from YouTube in real life like that today, because it's too risky. I think I wouldn't had it if I had the experience that I had now, I probably would have never done anything so risky with the experience that I have now, because you just don't know the type of people that are just a little bit less trusting. You know what I mean? You get older and you just like, You just don't know who people are online, you know, like it could be anyone. And like you hear those horror stories of like meeting people online and like, although to be fair, I can't even get past the first conversation on a dating app. Guys like text me and I'm like I don't even know you. You didn't tell me anything about yourself. You want me to jump right into this? I don't know about this. You told me two things about you, and you want me to text you on your personal phone? I'm not giving you my personal phone number yet. That's data. So I don't know. It is what it is. Did you like your treats? Hmm. I liked my protein hot chocolate. It was good. My headache is abating. Hello, your girl Camilla. So I don't know. I was just thinking about all that stuff. Oh, it's a he. His name is Larity, short for singularity, because he's a black hole. He's a little stinker. You're a little stinker, aren't you? I love you, though. I love you, Larity. You're a little void kitty, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're a little void kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have touched your paws. Are you the cutest cat in the whole world? Yes, you are. Anyway, so I was thinking about like all sorts of things. But that was an interesting term, intimacy television, about like female vloggers. And it's like it's a step that vlogging, like female vloggers, are a step up from home videos, and it's called intimacy television. Like showing the intimate details of their life, and that they uh like connect with their audience and things like that. And it's like, yeah. So I thought that was fascinating. And that sometimes the boundaries get a little bit like murky sometimes between their audience and themselves, that the parasocial boundaries get a little bit mixed. Because they were talking about this, I noticed that a lot of people who do academic studies study Brazilian vloggers because they have like massive amounts of viewers. Like they have like 20, 30 million viewers, like just incredible numbers. So they get studied a lot because they have like, they'll get like over like a billion views and things like that. Like just incredible numbers of incredible views. So they get studied a lot, and they get papers written about them and things like that. So a lot of these like Brazilian YouTubers are like heavily studied, like especially like in the early days of YouTube, like Brazilian YouTubers were kind of like the it thing to study. So uh I wonder what I with TikTok, it was kind of like the Russian. I would like to write an academic paper about Russians on TikTok, because the Russian vloggers, the Russian TikTokers were interesting for a while. Because they would get like, they would have over 1 million viewers, and they would get so much money, and they would just be like, they would be ridiculous, those Russian TikTokers. And they wouldn't even be like the most you know, they would have like 80, 90 million, and they would just be like, I don't know, yeah, Russian TikTokers. But that was in the early days of TikTok. I wonder if there are any papers on Russian TikTokers. I'd be curious to look up TikTok, what JSTOR has to say about Russian TikTok. If they have anything to say about Russian or about TikTok. They barely had anything to say about YouTube. There was a lot about like intersectionality in YouTube, which was interesting. So I was on JSTOR, and I saw a book excerpt from Virgie Tover. And I was like, on JSTOR of all things, Virgie Tovar. And I was like, I'll pass. But it was from an NYU article, or like an excerpt from a book printed by NYU. Virgie Tovar was quoted like in a book. Like she wrote an article for a book. I thought that was hilarious. Oh, it's like thought about fat activism and stuff like that, and she wrote an article for a book. And I had to laugh a little bit, because if you know who Virgie Tovar is, she is a fat activist. She's kind of ridiculous, and she's a little bit silly. She talked about the scourge of vegetables, I think at one point, how vegetables are like evil. But so to see like an academic article that she wrote in JSTOR was kind of funny. I almost read it just for giggles, but I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Because I don't know if she gets money for reads or downloads per article or not. And I didn't want that getting back to my academic institution, so I just did click on it. You have to be careful about the types of articles that you click on when it comes to, because you never know who's getting paid for certain things, and especially in the academic field, because like some things are free to access, but sometimes your institution is paying for those things, and it's like, because I just graduated from grad school, so I still have access to JSTOR without paying for it. So I've just been like getting all of my like academic fill of just like looking at articles and things like that, and just reading up on stuff, because I'm free, so I don't have to like I'm studying up on what I want to study up on, and I'm just like kind of fancy free studying whatever I want. And so I've been studying up on like internet culture and things like that, and just having fun with that. And so I don't know. I was thinking about looking up. I don't think JSTOR has anything about like science-y type stuff, but I was thinking about going on Sci-Hub and looking up like, although Harvard, I was thinking about going onto Harvard's website and looking up anything that they have in their physics department and seeing if they have any like papers and stuff. Sometimes I get on an academic kick and I just want to start reading like articles and like papers. You just like, sometimes I just want to read books, but sometimes I just want to read academic papers and just start like, expanding my knowledge about like what I want to know and stuff like that. But so anyway, I'm getting on to 40 minutes, so I think I should probably go. But it was nice hanging out with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Larity says, I hope you have a good night. Right, Larity? Larity says he wants more treats. Yeah. So I'm going to go. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. Have a good one.